Hi guys, welcome to Friday's edition. I'm having to stream live through my phone because my laptop keeps throwing me off. So apologies for it now being 12:05. I have emailed out to all my students to say I'll be on from 12. But as you know, sometimes things don't always go to plan. So I reverted back to streaming via my phone rather than my laptop. So here we go. Thank you guys for joining me. If you are joining me now or watching me later on in the live stream, not live stream, recorded by then. Okay, so off we go. So it's kind of thrown me a little bit because I was ready for the laptop to be going through. Right, so today I am looking at Friday the 1st of May, which talks about the action for today is take a minute to remember what really matters to you and why. So take a minute to remember what really matters to you and why. So in all true Gemma style, I would never ask you to do something that I was not prepared to do myself and share. So I've got my trusty whiteboard that would have been beautiful on the screen had I got a fuller screen and not my phone. So I've written it down there, so it would have been in the background. Okay, so what I thought I would do, as always, is I took a minute, or a little bit longer than that, to remember what really matters to me and why. Okay, so again, whiteboard is not overly effective today on the little phone, but never mind. So first of all, up there, as you well know, those that know me well, my family are what matter to me. Up there, top priority, with the words children are my world. So as you know, I have a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old, but also the wider family, so my mum, dad, brothers, aunties, uncles, cousins, etc. But obviously that kind of goes for me as a given, as up there as number one. So in terms of what matters to me right now, and forever really, is my family first. Okay, so secondly, pointing to my board, is work. Work gives me a purpose and a focus and a sense of belonging. So those guys of you that are fortunate or unfortunate enough to have me as your employability coach, coming into work every day gives me that routine, sense of purpose. And as soon as I walk through those doors, or actually I just get out from the car park, and as I'm walking in, my day begins and I'm greeted, hopefully, and usually by a smiley face or morning Gemma, or I'll say it first, and it always follows with hi, how you doing? And then they'll go, yeah, fine, or no, I'm actually not fine, or can I grab you for a minute? So obviously all of that initial conversation and communication is kind of lost in this current situation, but a drop-in text, a drop-in email to myself, it can still happen. You know, let me know how you're doing in the morning. If you're having a bit of an off day, it's okay. But yeah, going into work and giving me a focus and a sense of belonging. So the community of NWSLC is really at the heart. I've been within that college world since November 97. So many of you weren't even a little twinkle in the sky then. But it depends who's watching this as to whether it's older people watching or not. But yeah, November 97, so I kind of wore that green badge with pride for many, many years. So I did, so that was kind of up there as my work gives me purpose. So that is something that really matters to me. Third one, lifting this up, it's quite heavy, is my health, okay? So we need to be, I need to be strong as I possibly can be at this time. And it isn't just physical health, because if I'm honest, I'd probably prefer to be a little bit physically healthier. But that isn't happening right now. I've started walking more, but the running trainers have not been put back on yet. But more importantly than the physical health, I think, is your mental health. So I think my mental health, it takes priority over physical. Obviously, I'm not a nutritionist, but they would say now. But mental health, that positive mental attitude, that positive well-being, that positive can-do attitude, and just really adapting to the crazy world that we're in at the minute, building up that resilience. It's a great word, resilience, You're building up that resilience within you, within us, to be able to be strong and cope the best we possibly can. But as I say, every time, it's okay to not be okay. You know, and sometimes you have a little word with yourself and it's like, oh, I'm having a bit of a wobble. It's okay to have a wobble. Lots of us have wobbles. So I have done some more preparation today rather than you just me looking at the screen and talking to you. What I've actually done is, if you were in the classroom with me, I would have done like a little bit of a mind map, I think is what we're allowed to call it now, aren't we? So I'd go, right, what matters to you? Have a little sheet. So in the middle, you'd put yourself, not me. And then I've obviously picked up work. I've spoken about that. My health, mental and physical health, my family. And the other one that I didn't put on the whiteboard is I've put house and a roof. So whether that be your own house, whether it be your own flat, whether it be a room within a hostel, it's kind of yours still. Whether you own it, whether you rent it, I've openly said I rent mine. So the fact that what matters to me is that I have a roof over my head, not only for me, but for my 2 children. And my 2 cats, obviously, although they like going outside. So yeah, I'm very grateful. And what matters to me is the fact that I do have a roof over my head, and albeit it's not mine, I've been here 4 years, so I am completely at home here, and I do feel that it's mine. Excuse me, I want to just get my clipboard that fell off. Oh, fell off. Yeah, so that was kind of what I would have started off with you guys, and then you'd have probably groaned at me going, oh, Gemma, I don't know what matters. Everybody, take a minute out or 5 minutes out. Just have a little think where you are right now, or when you're watching it later. Jot it down. What matters to you right now? I mean, some might say also I could have added on the Wi-Fi, because what matters to me is being able to stream to you guys, albeit live or recorded. I don't actually know what's going on with my phone. But what matters is having the Wi-Fi to stay in contact. And I know that would be up there as my children's priorities, really, because it enables them to have their life continuing as best they can, communicating with their friends, FaceTiming their friends, Snapchatting, WhatsApp, all the rest of the other things that are out there in the social media world. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do my job if we hadn't got the Wi-Fi, because I would not be able to connect, I wouldn't be able to email you guys, and I wouldn't be able to phone. So I would say that that is another one. Actually, I'm adding it on as we go along. So Wi-Fi, connection, having the ability, again, of feeling fortunate that we have, because I know some peeps out there haven't got laptops still, or are struggling with connections on their phone. I'm certainly struggling with connection here because the Wi-Fi is not the best where I live, and particularly when my cats were fighting yesterday and knocked the Wi-Fi box off. So I was in the middle of a Teams meeting with 4 of my fellow colleagues, and then the cats decided to have a fight, knocked the Wi-Fi box off, and I lost connection for 15 minutes. So, you know, these things happen, don't they? And I kind of I've asked the cats nicely to go outside, put them outside, but putting a cat outside is not really anything to be disgraced by, because they like being outside. So I just said, have a little word with yourselves, to the cats, obviously, because I do talk to my cats, and come back in when you're ready to behave. So, moving on, what I also did was Google. I put the words "what matters to you" into Google, and the other search engines are available, obviously. And I came up with this actual website called What Matters to You, and I think it's an NHS backed website. So it's obviously for NHS workers, health and social care workers, but also in the wider community like us in education too. So it's asking, will you join the What Matters to You conversation? Okay, so what matters to you day. Oh, there's a day. That's what I wrote at the bottom of my board. Hold on, guys. Bear with. So at the bottom of this board, I put hashtag WMTY20, which would have been hashtag What Matters to You 20, and it was scheduled for the 9th of June, which would have been perfect to tap into this event. I would have got some resources, and we would have had our own little day at college. Sadly, the event has been cancelled or postponed due to the current COVID-19 situation, but I've subscribed to that website now, so as soon as anything gets up and about and a revisit of that date, I will let you know. Okay, so what matters to you is the day itself was all about encouraging more meaningful conversations between people. So I'm going to read this out, so just bear with. To help you get the best possible outcome, we need to understand the things that are really important to you. So doing that exercise of actually finding out what's really important to you. I would probably like to do that in a one-to-one situation, because everybody may have certain things that are more important to them. It doesn't make it wrong. It's just what's important to you. Okay, so it could be something that's very specific or something more general. So here are some examples. So somebody put, it's really important that my granddaughter is involved in discussions about my support. She is the main person in my life. So this would have been from a more mature person in our world, who obviously may be more home living, but the granddaughter is there to put maybe a care package together. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Another quote is, I can't focus on my work when I get to school because I'm so hungry. So that is something that matters to that person and many people at that time. So obviously the fact that college or school isn't open, those that are on bursaries, sometimes the first meal of the day is when they get into college, and they have that facility to purchase breakfast or drink or whatever it is that you want to start your day with. So that's being so hungry when I get to school. That's a younger person, isn't it? So for us as a college, we have that breakfast club that's free. We have the canteen and refectories that obviously you have to buy stuff from, but also obviously if you're on a bursary you get help with that. So that then starts you, hopefully, cogs ticking in your head to start your brain engaging for lots of work. Okay, so there is no wrong answer to this question. So if you do it and think, mine's a bit, it's not so deep as what Gemma put, it's okay, because at 16, what matters to you would be very different to me at 45. Okay, so we encourage you to share what matters to you with a professional or a support worker, that kind of thing. So obviously your port of call in the pastoral world is moi. So you could share that with me. So if you want to drop me an email or inbox me just to, or comment, and what matters to you, I would love to hear, genuinely. Although, in terms of obviously we can't answer everything. We are not super women and men, but we do try our best. So we can also signpost you guys. So if we can't actually deal with that issue that matters to you right there, our safeguarding and welfare team are on hand, as I keep saying. Okay, but more importantly, it's important to have the conversation so that you can help, so that they can help you as much as possible. So we can only help you if you let us know. We are sadly not mind readers, so sometimes it's easier for others to open up and chat. Others, it might take a couple of weeks or months, but once you start opening those lines of communication, the world gets a better place, trust me. Okay, so this was advertising the June the 9th group, so that is actually not very helpful because it's not actually going on now, but I will stay updated on that subject. Just on another subject out there, the active coping calendar. Obviously we're on Meaningful May now. Meaningful May, 1st of May, pinch punch 1st of the month. So at the top there it says start where you are, so right here. Use what you have, so that's whatever you have within your home, and do what you can. So, you know, we're all mindful of the situation we're in, and we can just try and continue the best to be the best we can be in the current situation. Now, for me personally, streaming these YouTube links is something that if we'd have been in college and we hadn't had this COVID-19 crisis, I would never probably have had this channel and never thought about streaming a YouTube channel. Why would I? So that's certainly something that I've started where I was then, thinking how can I continue to share my well-being and mindfulness to you. So this YouTube channel really helps me personally, but also hopefully helps some of you guys if you wish to watch me. So that was from Arthur Ashe, a quote there. So start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And nobody is going to expect anything more of you than that, really, in this current situation. So where are we now? We're on 14 minutes. So another man-made board. Obviously, I've got my green screen that isn't actually working. I'm not got any fancy things going on. And I think I said before, people have commented on the fact I need to iron it. I'm not ironing that. It's lots of pennies if I burn it. I have this ready-made man. What happened was I had a beautiful picture canvas delivered from a friend's photo that she took in Margate, and a stream in a photograph. She's actually a frontline nurse, possibly higher, maybe a sister, up in Ramsgate, and she posts beautiful photos all the time. So I managed to keep one of the photos, and a few months ago, and I've had it blown up now and put on a canvas on the wall. So that was quite a moving moment for her, because she was really touched that I'd done it. But this packaging came with it, so it's huge. So I thought, I'm not throwing that out. I'm not going to put it in the recycling right now. I'm going to use it. So I've stuck my phone number behind. Oh, Lord, hold on. My number, as I've said before, is 02476 243420. So when I am logged in on my laptop during the working hours, not only can I call you, but you can call me, and that has happened a few times. So please just stay. I am at the end of the phone, and also if I do phone you talking about engaging, please do answer. I know before a certain time in the day people aren't always awake, and I do chat with parents, but it's only a welfare chat to say, how you doing? Are you actually going to be doing any work? Or are you struggling with doing any work? Because that's fine. It's okay to be struggling. And obviously my calendar's going to be up there. Also, you may have noticed I do have more things printed out today, because I was very excited with the delivery of a new printer the other day. So mine was out of action, and a new printer's arrived. So I will be printing away. Okay. So on another part of before I finish with my little What Matter quote, I've taken up with my colouring in. Look, how lovely is that? So I've started on a page of buttons, random buttons colouring in, but the heart one I've got, and I'll colour in, yes, I'm going in a bit of a pattern, and yes, I started with purple felt tip, and then I decided no, pencil crayon is there. So I actually have this by my laptop when I'm working. It might be when I'm on a phone call, or if I'm in the middle of a Teams meeting and I'm listening. I am still listening, but sometimes I'm actually just colouring in and I'm listening and taking it all in. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't be doing this live because I've gone out the lines. So I'm colouring in, and I've chosen the heart page because sometimes, you know, if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, or you know, a little bit not loved, or lots of love, then just fill in a heart. I'm going to fill it in every time I think about somebody that I care about. I've been colouring it in. So hopefully the page is going to be full very soon. Also, it's a little bit sad if I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 people. I do care about a lot more people than that. I haven't got enough hearts on the page for how many people I care about. Alright, so that's just slightly off a tangent, which is what I do very often. So I'm going to draw it to a close in a minute. But, like, I don't know, what is it? Is it Love Actually, the film where he does the I love you quotes? So I've got them in front of me, so I do talk fast, but also we could just absorb this. So these What Matters quotes are not written by me. I am not that clever. I have put the names of who wrote them at the bottom. So let's do a little Love Actually thing. So What Matters quotes. First one. I've got to hold it to the side because I can't read it. Okay, so first quote is, we have to allow ourselves to be loved by the people who really love us, the people who really matter. Have a think about that, yeah? So we have to allow ourselves to be loved by the people who really love us, the people who really matter. So take what you will of that. And that's by somebody called C. Joy Bell. So thank you, C. Joy Bell. Second quote is, never let hard lessons harden your heart. The hard lessons of life are meant to make you better, not bitter. So this is kind of one that resonates with me at my age of 45, with the life that I've had. Obviously, I've had a very proud top of the life. I've had just some little wobbles, but we all have wobbles. But yeah, I'll read it again. Never let hard lessons harden your heart. The hard lessons of life are meant to make you better, not bitter, because bitter will have that negative energy inside you. And that was given to me, not directly, but via laptop, via internet, Google. That was written by Roy T. Bennett, and I think it's in a book called The Light in the Heart. So I might have a little read of that. Don't worry, you've only got 2 more quotes, so I haven't got to go on too long. So the next one is, what matters is not what we do or to whom we give. What matters is that we let our lives be guided by love. That might have been a little bit wishy-washy or a bit too lovey, or you might be going, ugh. It's not. I picked that one. I thought, but that's me picking. You might pick some totally different ones. So I think, though, what matters is not what you do. Well, it kind of is. Or to whom we give. Don't know. What matters is that we let our lives be guided by love. I mean, we all want to be loved, don't we? And I'm not going to, I could do a whole chat about that, but I'm not going to. Oh, hang on. That's by Mr. Peter M. Parr with 2 R's. I dropped it in mine. Final one. I love this one. Final quote. So this is, stay centered on what matters by keeping what matters at the center. So have a little think about that one. So I did check that I hadn't spelt centered right, but there are 2 different types of center, bringing in the English there. So stay centered on what matters by keeping what matters at the center. So don't let it go out of control. And that fabulous one was by Richie Norton. So thank you, Richie Norton. If you've got any quotes that you would like to share with me, nice ones and polite ones and not rude quotes, thank you, then feel free, ping an email to me, ping it in the inbox, and I can share it if you wish. You may have favourite quotes, but I love reading, I love researching, and this has really been a fun one today. Not suggesting they're not all fun, obviously. So I've now gone on for 21 minutes 44 seconds, 0.9. So I am going to leave you very shortly. But those that I have on a Friday tutor group know that I do cover the weekend. And they'll just be like, yeah, okay, let her talk, right, whatever. So tomorrow, Saturday the 2nd, do something meaningful for someone you really care about. So if you do that tomorrow, let me know. And then Sunday, so reconnecting with nature one again. We had that the other day. Reconnect with nature today, even if you're stuck indoors. So you can just open the window, can't you, and perhaps put some bread out for the birds. Or just head out listening to the birds if you're in a flat, or standing out in the garden listening to what you can hear. Have a little sit on the grass if it's dry, or on a blanket, things like that. Any of the above, really. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have tuned in, I have no idea. If you haven't and it's on a later live link, a later video link, awesome. So stay safe, guys. Big hearts. Miss you all, but please stay in touch, and remember, we are there, safeguarding there 24/7. Drop in 11 to 1, Monday to Friday, all of that. Okay, guys, so have a fabulous Friday, and enjoy the weekend, whatever you have planned. Not a lot, probably. And I shall see you on Monday. Mwah! Goodbye.